DeerHunterFan.com TV is sponsored by Buck Yeah, Longhorn Fab Shop, Muddy Outdoors, Ridge Runners Guide Service, Scent Blocker, Spy Point, Steady Form, Sinclairville Seed Company, Timberland Realty, and also by these fine sponsors.
Hi, I'm Brian Madison with DeerHunterFan.com TV. On today's show, we're finally starting to catch up a little bit here. Today's show, we're going to bring you the hunt that I had in New York. It was just the third day of the gun season in the Southern Zone. We just got back from our Kansas and Missouri trip, so there was snow on the ground. It got cold. Real cold. I think that day it was like a high of 15 or something like that. So I mean, obviously in the morning when the sun was coming up and the afternoon when the sun was going down, it was frigid. So that was a day where I kind of had a feeling that a good food source on a night like that, when it was the first snow that we'd had, and even though I've just been there for a couple days, usually that second or third day that snow's on the ground is kind of get those deer to snap and say, all right, you know, we kind of hunkered down when we first moved in, we got to get up, we got to eat. So that was my thinking behind that, and we're going to jump in now with the action from that day.
Here we are, it's Monday, the third day of the Southern Zone's gun season in New York. I'm sitting back in here in my climber today, where during archery season I missed Splitsy. And then just a week and a half ago, I think, saw that 7-point that I want to kill. Where he's only got 3 on his left, 5 or 4 on his right. So it's a dead silent morning. As you can see, quite a bit of snow. If you're a deer hunter, you always dream about killing a buck in these conditions. Just after first shooting light, I had that spike go by. That's it so far. It's been really quiet. Only a couple shots way off in the distance. We'll see what happens. Day like this, a lot of times about 10:30 in the morning is usually the best. Just because it is so cold and the deer went back to their bedding areas well before light. About that time, they'll get cold and restless again and start to move, so that's what I'm banking on. That's 2 hours from now. Well, it's just about 11 o'clock. Still nothing new since that spike. stand there. If we find a fresh set of tracks, it looks like a big deer, maybe we'll follow it, but walking down through here, and I can smell a buck, and the scent is really strong. There's a lot of treetops, and I'm wondering if there's no buck bedded in here. I just gotta hit the ground. I'm gonna sit here for a while and see what happens. Okay, it's 2 in the afternoon. Set up on that cut cornfield like I was talking about this morning. Usually once there's snow on this cut cornfield, does super good. There's a ton of tracks out there from last night and early this morning. So hopefully tonight the deer pound it. Probably won't be until just before dark, but you never know. Out here plenty early, just gonna relax, and pretty laid back spot to hunt. You know, you see them come out, you got a lot of time, a lot of space, as long as they're not on the move super fast. So see what happens. Hopefully a nice buck steps out. I was just thinking myself that deer could come out at any minute here. 2.5 hours till dark. That young buck came out, so he's antsy though, and probably most deer will be pretty antsy. We're gonna sit tight, see what happens. I'm obviously after a good buck, but I might strategically take a doe if does come out. Like right now when it's still pretty early, I'll take one, but I gotta let him get well out into the field, make sure a buck's not behind him. Or at last light, if I get a perfect opportunity, I might take it too. So we'll see what happens. We might get a shot off tonight, which would be exciting. That's a buck, but I can't tell what it is. It's a shooter. I had a shot at him. I would have had a yell to get him to stop, but he started jogging in that opening. We need him to come out this side of these trees. I don't know if he's gonna or not.
When I first saw this buck heading through, I was wondering if it wasn't Splitsy, a buck that I had missed during bow season. I could just tell that he wasn't really wide, but he was really nice and tall, like Splitsy. But then also, there's another buck that I filmed during bow season. It was the same deal. His one side was a little weaker, missing some points. They weren't broke off, he just didn't grow them. Still a good buck. It was a buck I tried to kill that day when I saw him bow hunting, just he wouldn't respond to any calls. And you might remember that from a number of episodes ago, right before we were leaving on our trip to Kansas. So either way, I knew this was a buck I wanted to take if I got the opportunity, but the only problem was the route he was taking was not a route that was going to cross him anywhere near close to me. So right away, I got the rangefinder and I downloaded an app on my phone for my ammunition that I shoot of a ballistic calculator. I started running numbers to see where I was going to have to aim on this deer if he came out at these different points, because I knew it was the closest shot I was going to get was probably going to be 300 yards, and it was looking like it was probably going to be a 400-yard poke. So especially just because you'll see here, doe started pouring into this field, and they were crossing out at about 450 yards, and I was thinking, man, I hope he doesn't step out there. Please make him step out a little closer.
Some does just stood up in there. I'm hoping it's because he went in there and got him up. Alright, those are all doe. A lot of deer out here. I need that buck to come back and look at him. Oh, I need him to come down to the corn. They're all up there. I need him to come down to the cut cornfield. I'm gonna see what those doe do. If I get a visual on those doe the other side of these trees, I'm gonna hop over. Because there's another cut cornfield up there, and that buck and those doe might very well be heading there to feed instead of this one, so I'm going to try to keep a visual on these does. Those trees are so thick I've lost them, but if they come out the other side, I should be able to see something. I might hop over there just to see if he's out there. Put your head up. Gotta see what you are. Field now too. Shooter. No idea what happened. No idea what happened. Shoot. I think I got him. I didn't know if I dropped him or not because when I shot, I gotta get up there and look. It looks like a pretty good hit. I'm ditching the camera. I gotta go up there and look. I'll be back in a little bit.
After making a shot on an animal, whether it's with a gun or a bow, and you didn't see that animal go down, that walk to your arrow or the walk out to where the animal is standing when you made the shot is often a very long walk, and you have a lot of time to think about your shot and what happened during your shot, what could have went wrong. Then you throw in a shot that's 360 yards out there. It is a very long walk. Now I jogged most of it and it was uphill, and I was pretty whooped by the time I got up there and had a lot of trouble finding blood. So I just decided to pop through the other side of the hedgerow to where I could see, and there's my deer. Tell you what, guys, this is a tag that I have not been blessed with filling out in a number of years in New York. My regular season buck tag. It's hard hunting, and a lot of times, to be honest with you, I head out of state to bow hunt instead this time of year. Well, we got it done today. Go tag my buck. and then we'll get ourselves an interview going. Well, definitely the biggest and coolest 6-point I've ever shot. I thought he was a 7 when I saw him, guess it was about a week and a half ago bow hunting. To be honest with you, I don't care. This is a good buck. I've had a really, really rough year, and this buck makes me very happy. Good deer, good long shot on him. Ah, man, that's what hunting's all about. Okay, well, here he is. It was just starting to get dark when I took the shot. I told you I was going to abandon the camera and get up here and find him, and got up here and found him. I'm happy with this deer. He's a buck that I filmed just about a week and a half ago when I was bow hunting. Grunted at him, rattled at him, he didn't care. He wound up chasing some doe off. And tonight, sitting over that cut corn, I saw him come up through the other field. About an hour later, after I had 12 doe across the cut corn field, he came over to investigate, popped out, and you see on the camera, I didn't waste any time. When I saw he was a shooter, I said shooter, and I shot. It was a long shot, over 300 yards. Hit him just a tad low, but it got the job done. I'm happy with this deer. I haven't killed a buck in New York with my rifle since 2012. And to be honest with you, this is one of my better bucks in New York with a rifle. So, a lot of fun today. Put a lot of hours in, cold day, and that's why I figured the deer would be going to the food. And they certainly were. So, exciting, super fun hunt. I can't wait to get them home.
So this is him right here, and needless to say, I mean, the year I had a tough year, missed some bucks, had opportunities on some real nice deer, and stuff just didn't come together. And I'm very happy with this deer. And you have a year like this, and it just kind of reinforces everything that you're out there for. You know, you go through all those headaches, that heartbreak of missing deer, and having stuff not go your way, and you know, it'd be real easy to say, you know what, I'm gonna call it. No, I'm tired this morning, I'm not gonna go out. Oh, I'd rather, you know, just relax and go out to dinner. But that's not who we are. We're hunters, and we don't give up when when the going gets tough get going, and that's us. We're not giving up for a second. And neither are you guys that are watching this. I know that, you know, hunters are very resilient and persistent, and there's different levels of hunters. You know, some people that call themselves hunters, but a hunter doesn't give up. He keeps going, and not necessarily saying they fill a tag every year, because that's still, you know, a lot goes into that too. But the opportunities to fill a tag are going to be there for the guys that put in the hours, put in the time, and can endure the moments and the times that things don't go right. That's going to wrap up this week's show. I'm Brad Madison with DeerHunterFan.com TV. I'll see you next time.
DeerHunterFan.com TV is sponsored by Buck Yeah, Longhorn Fab Shop, Muddy Outdoors, Ridge Runners Guide Service, Scent Blocker, Spy Point, Steady Form, Sinclairville Seed Company, Timberland Realty, and also by these fine sponsors.